Now it's time for Barry on Sports with Barry Laminack.
I'm Barry Laminack, and this isn't what happened in sports this week. Let's start in the NBA, where in his first start as a Philadelphia 76er, James Harden was spotted falling on the sidelines while trying to remove a cushion from his chair. And that's surprising since Harden usually waits until the playoffs to fall on his ass. From the world of the NFL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers announced the return of the Bucco Bruce mascot and their old creamsicle uniforms. And now that Tom Brady is retired, also making a return to Tampa, losing. Arizona Cardinals head coach Kliff Kingsbury received a contract extension this week, and Cardinals fans now await anxiously to see if Kyler Murray's negotiations are successful or maybe if they come up a little short. That's all right. Former Browns head coach Hue Jackson caught some heat this week after it was revealed his charitable foundation gave over 80% of the money it received to one employee instead of the charitable causes. But let's keep things in perspective here, folks. 80% loss rate, that's actually pretty good for Jackson. In MLB news, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred announced the first two series of the regular season will be canceled due to the lockout. Even though it looks bleak, fans are hoping they can keep their original game day plans of napping for 3 hours. In this fight of millionaires versus billionaires, I think we can all agree the real loser here is the luxury car dealerships across America. Seriously though, it's like watching a group of Karens argue with a group of anti-vaxxers. I'm not really sure who to root for here. Red Sox minor leaguer Brett Netzer was released by the team after a series of racist and homophobic tweets, including one where he admitted he was racist. It sounds like old Brett here would rather play for the White Sox. In other sports news, according to new reports, the University of Maryland's basketball team is heavily pursuing Rick Pitino as head coach, even though he hasn't really showed that much interest in the program. And that's kind of surprising since normally it's Pitino making the unwanted advances. A week after calling Phil Mickelson sad, egotistical, and ignorant, Rory Mcilroy now says Mickelson is a great ambassador for the game of golf. I see what's going on here. You can't fool me, Rory. Guys, this is just a clever marketing ploy by Rory Mcilroy because he's sponsored by flip-flops and the Waffle House. College basketball fans are excited for another year of March Madness. Unfortunately, some folks out there are taking the name a little bit too literal. Due to its invasion of the Ukraine, Russia has been banned from multiple international sports. Reports are that the Russians are now just scrambling to figure out what to do with all those performance-enhancing drugs. NASCAR owner Richard Childress announced recently that he is donating 1 million rounds of ammunition to Ukraine in their war against Russia, and that's enough firepower for like 4 backyard barbecues in Alabama. And finally, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was spotted at a Miami Heat game wearing what looks like all his necklaces. Those chains are like way bigger than he is. Dude looks like Mr. Teacup. I pity the fool that makes me read. I'm Barry Laminack. That's not what happened in sports this week.